Hey everyone! So I thought I would do a quick live before the sun went down. The window is giving me a little bit of natural light. And I've actually been making a couple videos for my friends, my teammates, some of my people who are on 8-day jump starts, just trying to interact with them a little bit. Talking at first was really hard for me after my surgery. It just used up a lot of energy. Now typing is seeming to take more energy. It's weird. But I don't know, I just thought that it's been a while since I did a live just on my wall. I don't have anything planned except I thought we could just do a Q&A. You know, when I was researching my surgery, which as you might have seen, I recently, last Wednesday, had a tummy tuck and a breast lift, no augmentation. I was crazy to find people who'd had it done so I could see their pictures, so I could sort of know what to expect. I have a couple friends who had actually done, some or both of the surgeries, and I loved hearing from them just so I could know, what to expect, and I just had a lot of questions. So I don't expect that all of you or any of you are considering it. I do kind of feel bad that some of you have said, thanks Lauren, that means a lot to me. Some of you had said that you were considering it and now my posts have scared you away, and I don't want that, but I've always been someone that tries to keep it pretty real. Thanks Judy, you looked great too. I hope if my hair ever goes gray, which it will, I haven't gone gray yet, I'm 41, that it will look like yours. You looked great. Hey Lee, but it's been fun having some friends text back and forth. I actually have a local friend, and I was already really planning on doing this surgery. Even when I first started losing weight, like even years ago, I told myself, if I ever get to my goal weight, I will have a tummy tuck. And I didn't think it would be something that can you guys hear me okay? I kind of have my phone mashed into my pillow, but I'm trying to hold it up. Maybe you could let me know, because if it's not good, I can change it a little bit. But I knew I wanted to do this. But like I said, I'd had some past experiences with plastic surgery that I just felt were negative. I felt it was fake and a cheater's way out. I thought, okay, good. That it was just, I don't know, I just didn't think that it was right. I probably had a little bit of judgment towards people who had done it, but as I've aged and I've experienced different things, I feel much differently about a lot of things, which is I don't care what people do and I can do what I want. But yeah, decided to. So having friends to be able to connect with, people who've had this done. I have a couple close friends who've had it done, and I'm just like, I know my situation will be different. Okay, good. Thanks, Connie. Thanks, Judy. But I was just curious, like, how long did you feel like this? And how long did you feel like this? So my local friend and I, like I said, I had already planned on it. A third local friend said, well, me and you and her should do it all at the same time, and we could rent like a villa and rent a nurse, and we could all heal together. And I thought that sounded like a great idea. So I was like, well, let's do it, Well, the one friend that had the idea ended up kind of chickening out for now. She may do it in the future. The other friend had had some emergency C-sections. She had a bunch of vertical scars, and she decided to do it. And it was like back and forth. We were texting and talking. We didn't really know what it was like. Like, I had researched it. She didn't know that, like, how you moved the skin and what you cut off and the belly button. So I was drawing her pictures, and we just decided to do it. Together we researched doctors and found one. I first found a different one, and then she heard a friend that found one, and we ended up doing a bunch of different consults and did it. And so yeah, she had hers 2.5 weeks ago, and I had mine. No, I guess hers would be, I'm not sure. I think hers will be 3 weeks on Friday. Mine will be 1 week tomorrow. And so it's been fun to have that encouragement. But I don't really love Oprah, but I remember hearing something on Oprah years ago, and she said that it was important. She was having an episode about moms talking about how motherhood can be difficult. And I never wanted my blog or my post to be negative about motherhood. I never wanted them to be like, oh, these kids are driving me nuts. But I've always been very conscious about wanting them to be realistic. I think sometimes when we only put our best foot forward and only talk about how much joy our kids bring us and how we love it and how the house is always clean. Now, I will say I am very anal about that, but that's my issue. I have wanted to be someone who tries to, tell the whole truth. Yeah, Chuck, it always makes Chuck nervous when I go live on narcotics. I actually only took a half and had been 6 hours. So when I had my kidney stones, I would take a lot of narcotics because they would I would be in so much pain. But this time around, we were determined not to do that, so I wouldn't take too many, but not to get behind the pain. So Israel's been managing it. I'm on a blood thinner right now for 2 more days, and once I come off of that, I love you too, Chuck, I'll be able to take ibuprofen. Right now I can't take it because that actually acts as a blood thinner. So yeah, I'm probably a little more relaxed and willing to do it because I have taken half a pill, but I'm hoping I don't say anything or do anything too totally crazy. But anyway, back to what I was saying, I have wanted to be someone that is positive. I always like to look at the positive side of things, but also shares the reality. Because, sometimes when you read that other parents sometimes, want to duct tape their kids to the wall too, just for some peace and quiet, it makes you feel a little more normal, So anyway, I just thought it would be a fun time for you guys to ask me some quick questions relating to, really anything. Hey, Katie, hope you're feeling good. About weight loss or supplements or parenting. I was mostly kind of thinking about my surgery. But I find it fascinating. Like, I wanted a picture of what she cut off. Like, I wanted her to text it to me. She didn't. She did tell me she weighed it. I already texted about that. So, Araceli, you had a tummy tuck 2 years ago and helped with, back pain, lots of skin removal, but not happy. Okay, I can't read the rest of the comment. Looks like you're thinking of having it redone. Yeah, I had a girl who actually recommended that I watch the show Botched before my surgery. So I didn't really do that because I'm like, why would I watch? It's like, why would they don't play airplane crash movies on airplanes? I was worried, because you can get blood clots, and I, with kidney stones, have a tendency to complications, but everything's gone great. But yeah, I have never had back pain, but one thing I've learned is with women who've been pregnant, especially more than twice, you can get this thing called diastasis recti. I think that's what it's pronounced. A picture of abs, like a skeletal muscular picture of abs. They have like the red muscles, but they have the white lines in between them. And then going this way, when we get pregnant or get really heavy, especially pregnant, because that's from inside the muscles, they get really, 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 really stretched out. And after you've had a couple, it's just hard for them to go all the way back in. Well, my friend who just had hers done is actually already noticing an improvement in her lower back pain, which she had just grown used to. She'd had it all the time. So that's a cool thing. I didn't have any physical side effects from my extra skin that I wanted taken care of. It was purely really cosmetic. I'm sure I could have made up some that were, that were issues, but it would like flap when I would run. It was like a physical thing, and but it wasn't anything other than physical. But I just thought, gosh, if I've lost that much weight and wanted to have that gone, it can be. So, but they also do go in and help sew the muscles back together. So however bad your diastasis recti, I might be saying that wrong, is, pretty much in most tummy tucks, they go in and they sew those together. That helps tighten that abdominal wall, because there's 2 ways that your stomach can become flatter. One, Katie, I'll get to your question in a second, is when you pull those muscles together, it helps your posture, it helps your back not to have to do as much, and it's almost like an internal corset. So now that those muscles are sewn together, what that does is it pushes your organs, your liver, your stomach, your kidneys, your intestines in a little bit. So they're still there, but they just are like squeezed in a smaller spot the way they're supposed to be. So now you're smaller. But then cutting that extra skin off, and then they do liposuction, like they cut you and then they kind of reach up, above your belly button towards your breasts and kind of get some of that out, which then makes the outside flatter. How are my lady lumps feeling? I had a breast lift and a tummy tuck, and I will say, and I've heard this from other people, and it's totally true, whether you have an augmentation or not. I think an augmentation, from what I understand, which basically means getting implants, which I didn't do, you feel a lot of pressure. They hurt, but it's like I can't even say the word hurt because they only bother me 2 to 3% of the abdominal pain, which is like 98 to 97%. So it's like having a paper cut and like having like your leg cut off. You're just not going to be like, oh, this paper cut, But if your leg's not cut off and you get a paper cut, you're like, oh, this paper cut, And so, yes, I can wear a bra. You're actually supposed to wear a compression garments. Right now, you're wearing like a girdle type thing and just like a sports bra type thing that zips in the front to make it easy to come off. You're supposed to wear it pretty much 23 hours a day. And that just keeps everything from like sagging as it heals, but also keeps the swelling down. It feels good. Like you wouldn't think it would feel good to have something that had been cut open, like made so tight, but it really, 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 really feels good. Hey, Nicole Smith. Hey, Kimberly. So, LOL weirdo. I don't want to see anything after my lift. Incisions made me pass out the first time changing dressings. Yeah, I'm a little bit like, I don't want to do surgeries for other people, but like that stuff has never made me queasy. And I know it does for some people. I actually don't like when people post medical pictures of their kids online, like, here's a Jimmy's, head wound. I always like when there's a warning first saying, if you want to see Jimmy's head wound, scroll to the next picture. So I tried to be tasteful with the one I posted, kind of cover my incision, but maybe it wasn't that. I mean, I feel like it was, but probably back in the day I wouldn't have thought. So it doesn't gross me out. I had a drain, actually, which my doctor does the surgery without drains. Most plastic surgeons will liposuction like channels of fat. I guess they leave some of it so that it heals normally, and all that just fluid and blood has to drain somewhere, and then so they put drains in, which I had one with my kidney stones where the urine drained out. I'm sorry, this is gross. They can apparently be really painful. You have them in the front. Well, people find them very uncomfortable. Well, my doctor does not do it. She just does that in a different way where you sew the entire abdominal wall bit by bit by bit down to the skin if you don't need them. I did get a little extra swelling the other day, which is what sent me to the ER. But I don't think I said this part before in any post. Hey, Sarah, she did find that, and this hopefully isn't too gross for you guys, I had a bunch of cysts in my left breast. It's just benign, just like tissue. It's nothing worrisome, but they were kind of like gross and oozy, so she didn't feel like she wanted to close that incision. So for a breast lift, I don't know how much detail you want, but they cut all the way under, like a parenthesis under each one, and then they do some things on it, and she didn't want to sew it, so she left it open, and she left a tube inside, and then there was a drain, and it led out to like a grenade-looking plastic squeezy thing, and Israel would have to drain it, measure how many cc's, and then squeeze it again to keep the pressure, which it wasn't much. So it came out today. So that part was a little uncomfortable, but everything else is just healing. Thank you, Chuck. Yeah, I don't just see any reason not to be open and honest. And again, if you've had plastic surgery and you didn't tell anyone, like, that's fine. I've had some friends message me and be like, oh my word, I had it and I never told anyone. I don't feel like you have to. Just for me, I remember this woman showing up and all of a sudden she had ginormous breasts. And I just remember thinking like obviously they're not real. Like, why? It's okay. Like, it's okay just to say it, That's how I felt. So that's kind of how I felt. And yeah, it's what makes you happy. So let's see what else people are asking. Yep, I'm feeling much, much, much better. How are you able to get your doctor's approval so quickly after your weight loss? So they really do leave it up to you. A lot of them recommend being at a stable weight for 3 to 6 months before they have a surgery. My friend Nicole chose herself to make herself wait a year. To be honest, I actually would like to lose, depending on how the swelling goes down, 10 to 15 more pounds. And I went to a couple of consultations and I talked to them about it. And I said, to be really honest, I don't know the future, but I do know that I struggle with overeating. I know the right choices to make. I have a system, I have a protocol that's working, I'm using supplements, but I am not confident that without an extra layer of support, I'm not going to want to gain this weight back. Not want to gain it back, but I actually chose to do it and asked if I could do it when I reached my goal, which I was at a plateau for quite a while, but not a very long time, because I wanted that to be something that would help me. It doesn't actually prevent you from gaining the weight back. What I understand is that because it does hold your stomach in, you do feel fuller. It's not a gastric bypass, but your stomach feels smaller, so you feel fuller. I will say the first 3, 4, 5 months of losing weight, it was very much a diet mentality and sort of a quick fix mentality. I've been much healthier mentally from the past 3 to 5 months all the way till now. I don't know what the future looks like. I don't know how to maintain a healthy weight. I've never done it ever, but I know that I will because I'm deciding that I will. And so I decided that rather than waiting, I wanted to do it right away. even told her, I said, I probably would even like to lose about 10 more pounds. I just don't feel like I have a lot to lose. We'll see once the swelling goes down. I have a feeling, because she looked at me again today and she's like, you have a lot, like it's still going to go down. And I was like, oh my word, because I think I look great. So that was kind of the reason, and she totally respected that. There wasn't a hard and fast rule. It's what they recommend. But in my situation, I felt that I knew myself enough to know that I wanted to have it done right away. So hopefully that makes sense. Wore my sports bra 24/7. Yeah, so Dodie, you had one too. Yeah, it just feels better. This fascinates me. Thanks for sharing. You're totally welcome. I had my gallbladder removed laparoscopically. Yeah, I mean, other things that I've had done, kidney stones are very painful. I can't compare them because they're just different pain. Kidney stones are awful. I would definitely still say that this is worse, partly because it just doesn't go away. It's worse than labor because labor contractions, they come and go. The first 2 days after this were horrible. They were actually so horrible. And I don't think everyone experiences it like that. I also, hey Victoria, I don't think everyone feels as good as this on day 6. I can walk around a little with the walker. I'm mostly sitting in bed. I'm in Maisie's room. We put our hospital type bed, it like, you know, reclines and comes up and stuff like that. So nice and easy to sit on. Thank you. Let's see. Great. You look great. Hi, Sissy. Yeah, no problem. Thanks. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. Your journey's amazing. Just kind of looking and yeah. And I mean, I'm thankful because Singular helped give me the tools to be able to finally lose my weight. And then, you know, I've had people random, I'm sure jealous people just saying hate on me for like making money. And just like, why would you hate on someone for making money? And I can afford to do it. So I just thought it was something that I wanted to do. So when can you restart the magic yellow pill? So yeah, so the magic yellow pill has a little bit of white willow bark, which can also lead to extra bleeding. I can restart that once I stop my blood thinner, which is in 2 more days. I'll be honest though, Araceli, I love a lot of our products. I don't need a lot of Zing. I have a lot of natural energy. I tend to be a little more anxious, and then I want to overeat. Those tend to be more of my issues rather than having a depressed mood or having low energy. So yes, thanks for being proud of me. You're welcome. Let's see if I want to miss anything. Love your transparency. Yeah, I had a patient tell me after her tummy tuck that she felt fullness after eating for the first time in years. Bringing those muscles back together caused her to, I can't read it, but yeah, Katie, that is what I had read. And I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't banking on it because I've made just choices in my mind to eat healthy amounts, but I won't be sad if I end up feeling fuller after I eat so that I don't eat as much. It's hard to gauge this week. I haven't been very hungry, but I've been hungry for healthy foods. I have eaten a salad, I've eaten some meat, I've eaten a protein shake, I've eaten some eggs, lots of water. Check out Noom. I've seen Noom. I've seen all their ads. Like, it's the best way to lose weight. Psychological approach. That's cool. I did read the book Made to Crave. I can't remember the author. It's a Christian book, and it talks about the psychological aspect. And I do not believe that there is a quick fix or a magic pill. I for sure love my supplements. I know that this is what helped me do it, but it has to come from you. Hi, Rhonda. It has to come from between your ears, right? It's you. And so it is psychological. I think anyone, especially with as much weight to lose as I did, has some mental things going on. Now, people that have 5, 10, 15, maybe they hit menopause and they are really doing the right things and they don't lose, you know, that may just be they need a little reboot and, you know, need to cut calories. For me, it was just something different. So anyway, yeah, well, I don't feel that great, but I feel okay. I took a bath again today, a bath/shower. I've taken 2. And yeah, my body will be my life. So nice to see you. Okay, well, I'll see if there's any more quick questions, but it looks like most of you guys are just, oh yeah, my friend Lee, she has had the surgery, and she said anytime she overeats, it hurts. So yeah, that's good, right? To kind of just help remind us, hey Dad, looks like you're watching. After someone thought my photo was photoshopped, my husband said there will be haters too. Oh yeah, I've gotten that always. Oh, you photoshopped it. You didn't lose weight that quick. Oh, you photoshopped it. You're still fat. Oh, you photoshopped it. I can see that that's in the wrong place. It's like, I always take take it as a compliment. Because if you think I needed to change the photo to look as good as I look, and I know I didn't, then I just think that it's a compliment, you know? So, hey, Angela, good to hear from you. Thank you. Yep, it's been a great journey, and it is by Lisa Turhurst. Okay, I wondered if that's who had written it, but I wasn't sure. It's something that I feel like will always be a struggle for me, but I wanted to do this to celebrate what I've done and to help me maintain. And then I wanted to share with you guys, just in case it was curious to you, but also because I think learning is fascinating, and I love medical stuff. I have yet to meet someone that's had a tummy tuck and has regretted it. You know, most of them have said, I've been really, really glad I did it. I was really hesitant about a breast lift because I didn't want them moving the anatomy of my body. I just thought they would look so weird. But I'm so glad I did. I feel like it matches now with my stomach, which is still swollen, but it's like, why would I want like a saggy upper half and like a better bottom half? So I don't expect to be in bikinis. That's just not my thing. I don't like watermelon breasts. It's just not my thing. But I'm happy that I'm going to be able to feel confident in pants without that extra roller skin. And I don't feel at all like I cheated. I feel like I deserved it. And maybe this is for you and maybe it's not, but what do you deserve, right? Set yourself a goal or a carrot in front of yourself. Even if it's like, once I get my taxes done, then I'll reward myself with going to a movie. I think those psychological things are really motivating for us as humans. So the sun's going down and the light's getting poor. So I better wrap up. I'll end with Victoria's question, which is, yeah, you're supposed to keep wearing the binder for, you know, at least 6 weeks, longer if you feel like it. Most of my friends have said you do really feel like it, and I do. It feels good to have it held in. Maybe I'll move to just more like a Spanx or like a tighter tank top, you know. But for right now, it's a pretty significant Velcro thing that, again, just, it feels really good. I'm sore, but it's not terrible pain. You can see by the way I'm just able to talk to you guys tonight. So thanks for watching. I feel like I didn't get too like drugged out and weird, so I feel like I can share this, hopefully. I was a little nervous like Chuck, but like I said, I'm not taking too many narcotics, so I didn't think it would be too bad. Bye, Rhonda. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.